Games.
Hi, welcome to Table by Teresa. Let's take a look at Pocket Imperium. Pocket Imperium is a shorter take on an epic 4X space game. I take it spelling doesn't count. It's also cheaper with a suggested price of $30 and a real price of about $10 less online. Not that kind of hex. Each player gets a set of 3 command cards and 12 ships of one color. Put the victory point tiles in reach of everyone, or put them in a corner and make some poor fellow hand them out. It's up to you. For at least the first game, you'll put the sector tiles out on the table on the A side. Put the tri-prime sector in the middle with the other 6 hexes around it. Any order will do. The starting player puts 2 ships on a level 1 system, denoted by the dots under the planet. The other players do the same, going clockwise. Then the last player puts another 2 ships out on a level 1 system, and each player does the same, but going counterclockwise. Put a victory point tile on the first hex on the back of the box to keep track of the rounds. We're trying to have the most points at the end of the game, like every other game. Players start by deciding what order they're going to do their commands. They want to choose something no other player will do. There's only 3 options. Yes, but there's an advantage to choosing an original move. After each player has planned, they lay their cards face down on the table in the order they'll be played. You're not even trying. Is that better? Each player reveals her leftmost card. Any expand cards will be executed first. If more than one player chooses the same command, they'll play in player order, starting with the starting player, please, and going clockwise. So yellow goes first. If only one player had chosen expand, yellow would have gotten to take the action 3 times. But since green is also expanding, they'll get only 2 actions instead. If red had also chosen expand, they would only have gotten 1 action each. If a player is expanding, he can add 1, 2, or 3 new ships to the board. They have to be placed with other ships belonging to that player. They can't be placed in empty space, and they can't be placed in different systems. Now green will expand. Red chose explore. Because she was the only player to explore, she can move up to 3 fleets of ships from hex to hex. She can move each fleet up to 2 hexes. Say it's a little farther in the game. She can pick up and drop off ships during the movement. But she can't move into or through a hex occupied by another player. If she goes into the tri-prime sector, she has to stop there, and each individual ship can participate in only 1 fleet movement. Now let's skip forward in time again. Green is ready to exterminate, which means he can fight up to 3 times in hexes adjacent to his ships. He moves 1 or more fleets into the target's hex. It's about to be a dice roll, isn't there? Nope. The player with the most ship wins. The player with the most ships wins and takes casualties equal to the number of the other player's ships. He can't invade an empty space hex or a hex under his control. But he can use ships from more than 1 adjacent hex to invade. He can invade even if he'll lose just to weaken the other player. That's awful. Each of his ships can be involved in only 1 invasion per command, which is why he didn't use these 2. Once each player has done all 3 of their actions, it's time to grab resources from our planets. But first, I knew there'd be a catch. We have to sustain our ships. Each hex of empty space can only support 1 ship. We're safe there. Each level 1 system can manage 2 ships, so we'll lose ships now. Each level 2 system can manage 3 ships, so no problem there, or at tri-prime, which can support up to 4. The starting player chooses a tile. A whole tile? Yes, to score. Every player with ships on that tile gets to score points. In this case, yellow is the only player there. Level 1 systems get 1 point. Level 2 systems get 2. Each player chooses a different tile. You can't choose the same one. Nope, no repeats. You also can't choose the tri-prime sector tile. After all the scoring, the player who controls tri-prime gets to choose one extra tile to score. It can't have been scored already. Players put their tokens face down so no one knows exactly how many points they have. I just saw them take them this round, but we have 5 more to go. Final scoring works just a little differently. First, you score everything just like normal. You said it was different. Patience. Then all 7 sectors are scored. Tri-prime gives the player controlling it 3 points. The player with the most points wins. Pocket Imperium packs quite a lot in its little box. Not enough for my taste. Remember that B-side I mentioned? No, of the tiles. There's Quad Prime, which makes you destroy a ship after each scoring round, but it's worth 4 at the end of the game. There's an asteroid belt and a black hole, plus more planets. And it has other suggested setups depending on the number of players, with promises of more at Ludicreation's website. This is a full 4X game that's snappy. There's a surprising amount of strategy for such a short game. It will have you thinking and trying to outguess your opponents, especially since their moves affect how much you get to do. While you will attack your opponents, it doesn't feel as mean as an epic space game. This is a great introduction to 4X games because it's so streamlined. It's cheap, especially compared to other space games. Pocket Imperium plays in just the right amount of time. It won't overstay its welcome. But Pocket Imperium does have one big issue. Just one. Part of what's cool about epic space games is their, well, epicness. And that's what Pocket Imperium doesn't deliver. In its defense, it doesn't try. It's meant to be light. The battle is really simple. I actually like that. Shouldn't you have said it earlier then? But if you want a complicated or randomized system for resolving battles, this doesn't have it. And if you like upgrading ships and learning technologies on an elaborate tree, Pocket Imperium may not offer enough to hold you. Because of that, it's lacking a certain spark. Because you always have an opinion. I like Pocket Imperium. I especially like that it doesn't feel particularly cruel, and I like that I have to work hard to compete. I think its biggest trouble is that it doesn't stand out. I don't know how much I'll be playing it. Not because it's not good, but because other games are more likely to catch my eye. I'm interested to see if it will stand the test of time. Just a warning, I got a review copy of Pocket Imperium from Passport Game Studios. That doesn't affect my ability to give an objective review. Of course not. If you want more information about Pocket Imperium or my other reviews, come visit Table by Teresa. And here's all the stuff you don't really need to know. Thanks for watching.